Sitting down with John Elway at the NFL Scouting Combine. John, Vic Fangio, new coaching staff, has been in the building for about a month and a half. What's it been like working with all the new coaches?
It's been great. Really excited about Vic, and I think that being around him and his knowledge of football and the experience that he's had has been tremendous. And so I really enjoyed talking football. I learned something from him every day talking to him, but I think he's also done a heck of a job with his staff and the staff that he's put together. So excited about the change, and obviously the last 2 years have been tough, but we're excited about Vic and excited about hopefully what we can do.
Learning about their systems that they're going to run with Fangio on defense, Rich Scangarello on offense, how much will that impact how you decide who you're going to draft?
Well, I mean, I think systems definitely have things that they like in certain players, and so I think that Rich coming in from San Francisco, that system, having worked under Kyle Shanahan, who obviously is Mike's son, that I played under that system, got a great deal of respect for that system, know it can work, and it's evolved over time, but I just know how good that system is, and so with Rich bringing that in, his experience also, so I'm excited with what we're doing on the offensive and defensive side, scheme-wise, and with the coaches, Mike Munchak coming in, that now we just got to find the best players that fit in that and hopefully put it all together and win some football games.
So you got to find guys who fit what they like to do.
Exactly. I mean, there's different things. We're going to run some more outside zone stuff that we haven't, and so that takes a certain talent. So we're looking for the different, the guys that can do that offensively, and so yeah, and then what defensively, what Vic likes to do defensively, what he sees in his corners or what he sees in his safeties, his defensive linemen, and how he looks at it. So those are all part of the getting to know each other, and that's why I'm looking forward to that process and going through the draft meetings and getting to know Vic, and then getting all on the same page and hopefully drafting some good football players.
Last year's draft class was so good, should be pretty easy to just repeat that, right?
Well, obviously we're higher in the draft that we want to be, so we're picking 10 in the first round, so we know we're going to get some good football players, and that's why it's important for us to hit on that. But I think that obviously with last year's class and the amount of time that they got to play, we have high expectations for them. Hopefully we can follow it up and put another one right behind it.
When you talk about like offenses evolving in the NFL, does that also change how you evolve when you look to what kind of player I'm looking for? I mean, like Kyler Murray, for example. I mean, a lot of people say a long time ago, too short, but now maybe the game's changing. You evaluate differently.
Well, you evaluate different, plus because the college game is so much different. There's so much shotgun in college football now, wide open and throwing the football. And so, what they're developing in college is much different than what we were seeing even 5, 6, 7 years ago. And so that's changed the way we look at it, but you also know that what we want to do offensively with some balance, be able to run the football, and so to be able to find those characteristics in the players is important.
I know that you spend a lot of time in individual meetings with these guys. What do you ask them? What are you trying to get a sense of when you're one-on-one with these guys?
We're with them for 15 minutes, so there's not a whole lot we can do. It's very hard, but you get a good feel for them, and it's fun to just talk to them and kind of get to know their personalities and get a little bit about their history. And so there's not a whole lot, but you get a pretty good feel about what they're about and how much they like to play the game of football.
You want that, the passion for football, the competitive side, that kind of thing?
It really is, because football is a hard game, and it's a tough game, and it's a physical game, and it takes a lot of heart to play it. And so I think that to be able to find those guys that are passionate about what they're doing, have that toughness and competitive nature that has a chance to make them a good football player.
It's early in the process. What positions are the deepest in this draft?
Well, a lot of defensive players, defensive line, outside linebackers, and, some corners, and as well as some offensive linemen. And so, it's a, good solid draft. It's amazing how each year just shifts from position to position, but there's good football players in there, and it's up to us to go find them.
Free agency coming up first here, though. What's the number one priority for you?
Obviously when we find some good football players, we'd like to find a corner if we could, or a safety if we could. Offensive line is something that we're looking at also, and so that we're going to keep all those options tight in, look at all and see where the market goes, and we'll see what's available. And we've got some things that we're looking at and ranked, and so until we get there and see where the prices are coming in, it's hard to really say how active we're really going to be.
A lot of deals get made here in Indy, a lot of information floating around. How much honesty do you give out there when the people are asking you, okay, what about this guy? What about this guy? You got to kind of play a game a little, or?
Well, sure. I mean, because there's a lot of unknowns for us even at this point in time. Obviously, we looked at a lot of different players, but as time goes on, we continue to look at players. As we get closer to free agency, we have a plan now, but that plan will tighten up the closer we get, and then even more so once we know, where the prices are going to come in. And so, and then you get into the draft, and then we get our board set, and then after that we start going through the strategy of whether we move back from 10 or move up from 10, or how we're going to do some different things. And so we try to get in it and make the plan to where we've covered all our bases, and then go from there.
You can't give away your secrets, right?
You can't. I mean, it's all about information. So the less anybody else knows, the better off we are for the Broncos.
All right, John, thanks for sitting down with
Phil.
us. Appreciate it.
You got it.